I am the one thing no one can live without, be they rich or poor or young or old or living anywhere under the sun. I cover 70% of our planet. Yet for 748 million people, I'm still hard to find. I am essential to life, yet far too often, I end it. I am water.
Water, a substance merely made up of hydrogen and oxygen, existing in gaseous, liquid, and solid form. One of the most plentiful and essential compounds on this Earth's surface. A substance that's solely responsible for the entire human race to be existent. Even after being so essential, what is the most abused resources on the planet Earth? The water around you right now can still be unsafe to drink. A very important part of this video was to note down everything concisely before we started. So our journal starts with us stating why is water essential, then what is clean water and how it affects human life. We have then defined the crux problem, that's contaminated water. Then we have the causes and how drinking unsafe water impacts our health, and at last we listed down how we have approached the problem and redefined the problem. So stay tuned and we hope you enjoy the show.
Water has been the driving force of civilization from Mesopotamia to Harappa. Each one of them, even the big cities, are entirely dependent on rivers till the present date. The human body cannot produce enough water by metabolism or obtain enough water by food ingestion to fulfill its need. As a consequence, we do need to pay attention to what we drink throughout the day, as not doing so may have a negative impact on our health. In places such as North Africa and the Middle East, where water is more scarce, access to clean drinking water was and is still a major factor for diseases.
Science clearly states that a human being can survive 3 weeks without food, but where water is concerned, most people can't go on 3 to 4 days without it. Dehydration sets in, and even if the person continues to breathe, they will go into shock and become vegetative. Water not only provides nourishment but also helps in prevention of diseases and gets rid of toxins from human body. In other words, clean water is the most primal necessity.
Contaminant means any physical, chemical, biological, or radiological substance present in our drinking water that makes it unsafe to drink and consume, and can cause a lot of problems once inside our bodies. Contaminants can be from many sources. Any external elements in our daily drinking water can be considered as a contaminant and should be avoided from consumption.
Void source of water contamination refers to contaminants that enter a waterway from a single identifiable source, such as pipe or ditch. Now, water contamination is caused by 5 major contaminants, and most commonly known contaminants are arsenic, nitrates, aluminium, microorganisms, and bacteria coming from various sources, which include factories, households, farms, and whatnot.
Consumption of contaminated water is linked to transmission of diseases such as cholera, diarrhea, dysentery, hepatitis A, and typhoid. Absent inadequate or inappropriately managed water and sanitation services expose individuals to preventable health risk. This is particularly the case of healthcare in India and various low-income countries, where individuals are placed at an additional risk of infection and diseases when water is unsafe and contaminated.
Since 2015, more than 63 million people in India alone have consumed water from unsafe sources.
In many provinces of South Africa, water is sometimes unavailable for 2 whole days. This happens approximately 60% of the time.
In sub-Saharan Africa alone, more than half of the population drink water that comes from unsafe resources, like surface water. Approximately 102 million people are drinking surface water.
Approximately 2.1 billion people all over the world still are unable to access safe drinking water sources in close proximity of their home.
15% of patients develop an infection during a hospital stay, with the proportion much greater in low-income countries.
In Nepal, 91% of the population is drinking water from sources that contain E. coli, a fecal bacteria that can lead to many diseases including bacterial infections.
We can completely see how unsafe and inaccessible the water around us is from the following given figures. As stated by Charles Kettering, a problem well stated is already half solved. So it was an important step to know our problem and its causes well enough before we decided to tackle it. We identified our stakeholders with the CAT-WOW analysis, which is an effective way to know and manage multiple stakeholders involved in a single problem statement. In CAT-WOW, C stands for customers who currently face this problem. This includes villages, slum residents, and many institutions such as schools and offices.
A stand for actors who can actually implement the solution, that is, water treatment plants, NGOs, and various responsible ministries of government.
T stands for transformation, which states how the solution can bring a change to the current system. We would want our solution to be effective against the current system that could lead everyone to a safe water source.
W stands for worldview, includes the stakeholders who will have an indirect impact from the solution. For example, the doctors, tourists, and real estate firms.
O stands for owner. These are the stakeholders who have the right to start or stop the solution. This includes government, investors, and various app stores.
E stands for environmental constraints, which includes the opposition that the solution may face. In our case, it is the factories and various other polluting factors.
After we had mapped our stakeholders, it was really important to feel what they face in their everyday life so that we can get to the best and the most effective solution possible. With lots of research and analysis, we can say that the most affected ones are
Slum residents and villagers. These are the people who faces this problem at the biggest scale. People residing in such places are from low-income background and don't have a proper access to safe drinking water, which makes them prone to several health issues.
Residential colonies, even though developed cities have access to clean water, a lot of people still have been consuming water from sources that is in some way contaminated. There is a need of finding a way to know if the water around us is safe to drink or not.
Private institutions. Even though developed cities have access to clean water, a lot of people still have been consuming water from sources that is in some way contaminated. There is a need of finding a way to know if the water around us is safe to drink.
Government institutions. The government, including various ministries and government funded institutions, are responsible for the management and delivery of safe water source to its citizens.
To get to the crux of a problem, it is very important to ask questions. And we did the same. To know that we were solving the actual problem, we implemented the 5 whys approach. Why is water unsafe to drink?
Because there may be lots of toxin present in it.
Why does water contains toxins?
Because lots of factories, household influents, and contaminants end up in water bodies.
But why are people drinking water from such sources?
Because people don't know that the water around them is safe to consume or not.
But why do people don't know if the water around them is safe to consume?
It's because there isn't a proper water management system.
Why isn't there a proper water management system then?
It's because there isn't enough data to know the water quality based on geolocation and proximity to let people know that the water they are consuming is safe or not.
After thorough analysis and discussion among the team members, we have all arrived at the conclusion that there's enough water for the entire human race to thrive and sustain. But the main problem is the access to this clean and safe water for consumption purposes. Most of the time, people don't know if the water around them is safe to consume or not. So, our problem statement can hence be redefined as access to safe drinking water. If you find this video interesting, please support us by liking and sharing this video. Also, we would love to read your valuable insights in the comment box below.